Once again, you're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. We continue to breeze through the 2022 NFL Draft. If you want to breeze through your ball hairs, you can do so with the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. And in the process, with your purchase at checkout, get 20% off and free shipping. Just plug in that link at the bottom of your screen, manscaped.com/49ers, for that deal to apply. Yes, I said all of that with a straight face. Round 5, 172. San Francisco 49ers have made yet another selection at another position of need, cornerback. It's Samuel Womack out of Toledo. Now, he doesn't have a lot of size, 5'9", 189 pounds. Back in 2019, he had 15 pass breakups, which ranked top 3 among all cornerbacks in FBS. So he certainly has the resume. 23 years old, was a senior, so he exhausted his collegiate eligibility, hometown of Detroit, Michigan. And we knew going into the draft that San Francisco really had to go after some cornerbacks, really to just add depth there. I didn't think it was really a premier position that they had to target in the second or third round, depending on how the board fell. I would have liked Jalen Petrie or Jaquan Brisker in round 2 at safety, and I kind of wanted a player maybe at cornerback in the third or fourth round, but with how the board kind of fell, everything fell in line for San Francisco to go other positions here so far in the 2022 NFL Draft. So Samuel Womack will make his way to the Bay, really does have a lot of experience throughout his entire college career. He spent a lot of time in the college ranks, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, as well as 2021. A really interesting story for him, had to earn a football scholarship, then in 2019 led the MAC in passes defense, did so once again in 2020, and then in 2021 was a first-team All-MAC member, and once again for the third consecutive season led the MAC in pass breakups, also led the team last year in interceptions, was a team captain, so he brings some characteristic attributes to the San Francisco 49ers locker room as a rookie, and the fact that he had to earn a scholarship, he's a guy who is a diamond in the rough, who had to earn his way throughout his college career. I love those types of dogs, and the Niners have had luck with drafting and pinpointing some of these players in previous years in the NFL Draft. We'll continue to break down Womack. Also, we will be going live for really the entire 7th round at 4:45 p.m. Eastern, 1:45 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe and join us right here on the 49ers Report. But for now, grade the pick of Womack, A, B, C, D, or F. You look at what he did with Toledo in 2021. Shout out to the boss man, James Yoder. 32 tackles, 15 pass breakups, which really is an impressive number. And that production of him just having a knack for the football has certainly been there for a really long time. 2 interceptions. The summary with him: earned first-team All-City, All-Metro, All-State as a senior at East English Village Prep, eclipsed 1,000 receiving yards on offense, and recorded 11 interceptions on defense. So I think when you have those types of instincts, even though it was at the high school level, I think that is translated to what he was able to do with the Toledo Rockets, because he just has a knack for making some really big plays. The summary on him really does have a fascinating background. A lot of people thought, okay, he might be a priority free agent, so for him to go in round 5 is a little bit early. But I think San Francisco, they looked at some of the kind of skills that he brings to the table and the blend of what he can bring to the defensive side of the football under defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryan. I think is going to be overlooked a little bit, and has been overlooked up to this point because of his size, 5'9", 189. So ideally, he's going to be a cornerback if he does indeed work out. But he has a competitive nature, really good body control, and that's something that I prioritize personally in defensive backs, because that's something that you really can't teach. The on-ball production allows him to belong in the National Football League, ideally suited in the slot and in those nickel positions because of that size. If he has to go outside on the perimeter as an outside cornerback, he's going to be targeted often because he can't really climb the ladder and bring down some of those contested balls going up against some of the athletic and springy wide receivers that we're seeing become more and more common in the NFL, in today's pass-happy NFL. But the fact that throughout his college career, 46 pass breakups and 5 interceptions from 2017 to 2021 is impressive. Now, why did he play that additional year? He was granted that extra year of eligibility because of the coronavirus coming into play with collegiate eligibility back during the 2020 season. For the best NFL draft coverage on the 49ers Report, this is your one-stop shop. We've been breaking down every single selection, Day 2 NFL draft grades. That video popped off, and we will be doing an entire overall draft grades right here on the channel as well. That's guaranteed to really do well on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications. Let's get to 60,000 subs by hitting that red subscribe button down below. Immediately, where does Womack enter the equation with the 49ers depth chart right now? Charvarius Ward is going to be cornerback number 1. Emmanuel Mosley probably cornerback number 2. The rise of Ambry Thomas certainly appealing out of Michigan with how he progressed late in the year. And then after that, you're looking at Diamador Lenore and maybe Samuel Womack will compete for those outer roster positions with the Niners here. And training camp certainly has a good shot at cracking this roster, especially if he can contribute on special teams as well. So to round things out, you look at what the Niners have done so far. Drake Jackson, edge rusher out of USC, going to San Francisco at pick number 61. Ty Davis-Price, a little bit of a reach, but a physical back who reminds me of LeGarrette Blount, nearly 6 yards per carry in the second half of games. The brute force in which he runs with is certainly appealing to me. Danny Gray is by far and away my favorite selection that the Niners have made so far. His yards after the catch ability has been uber impressive. He has to add to his route tree, but all you have to do, turn on his highlights against TCU in Fort Worth. He put my boy Harrison Graham in shambles, and I absolutely love seeing it because I watched that game with him, and he was a TCU alum. Spencer Burford, round 4, 134, offensive tackle out of UTSA, and then Samuel Womack rounding things out for the 49ers. Let's get to that Manscaped read. The Lawnmower 4.0, it really breezes through all of your ball hairs just like we've been breezing through all of our NFL draft coverage here on the 49ers Report. The Lawnmower 4.0, it is just awesome because it has 4 interchangeable blades, safeguard technology. The battery life really does last forever. It is also water resistant, so if you're crouching over the toilet, just cleaning down the nether region and you drop it in the toilet, it's all good. You reach down, you get it, you dry it off. It is water resistant. This is available right now. If you plug in that link at the bottom of your screen, manscaped.com/49ers for 20% off and free shipping. So with what the Niners have done so far, just some overall takeaways with what San Francisco has done in the draft and a couple of picks remaining. We'll see if they trade out. They prioritize edge rusher. They went after running back. They went wide receiver depth. They go cornerback here. They go offensive line. As for where they could go next, I think San Francisco is going to go best player available. And then if there's a player, maybe at defensive tackle, maybe at a backup tight end position after George Kittle. You have to start planning into the future. I don't think they go linebacker here because they seem to be pretty good at that spot. Maybe they even go backup quarterback and they take a swing on some of the quarterbacks who are still left on the board, although that list is certainly thin. Maybe they go in that direction. Either way, going to be going live 4:45 p.m. Eastern in that ballpark, 1:45 p.m. Pacific. We'll react to the Niners' 6th-round pick, couple of their 7th-round picks as well. And then after our live coverage on the 49ers Report, I'm going to be going live on the call-in app. They're taking audio podcasting to a different level, fielding all of your calls live. Chatsports.com/49ers call-in. Download the call-in app. Join me after the conclusion of the NFL Draft where I can interact with you, hear all of your voices, and take your calls on the call-in app. Are you happy with the draft? Type Y for yes, type N for no. More draft coverage coming your way later on today.